and welcome to an exciting interview series that's spotlighting our soon-to-be certified executive wellness coaches from our upcoming Executive Wellness Coach course, which commences on September 23rd, 2024. Now, these talented individuals are about to embark on a transformative journey to hone their skills and expertise in empowering leaders from maybe senior level roles to high potentials to optimize their well-being and performance and hopefully help cultivate healthy work cultures. So join us as we delve into their experiences, insights, and aspirations, highlighting the significant impact they are poised to make in the realm of executive wellness coaching and, of course, organizational wellness and performance. So let's celebrate their achievements and explore the future of executive wellness coaching and wellness leadership together. So to help kick off our mini series, we have Kim Goeltom here today. Kim's a graduate of our other programs and is about to become a certified executive wellness coach. So welcome, Kim.
Thank you so much. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, so Kim, we're going to get right into it. So, what do you perceive as the essential wellness and performance needs and challenges of leaders today, say from frontline managers to perhaps senior executives?
Yeah, one of the things I'm seeing is kind of this downward slope, starting with chronic burnout,
Oh,
right? Burnout used to be one of those things people would they'd experience, they run to the doctor, right? They'd get some tips and ideas, possibly medication. But what I'm seeing happening is technology speeds so fast in
mhm.
our world these days, which has positives as well as challenges, right? And so we're speeding faster. And so I'm seeing people have chronic burnout, which then is also leading to a lot of other health and wellness challenges that, as you could imagine.
Yeah, and you're coaching clients, I presume, already, because you're also a certified coach in a number of other areas. And so, are you finding this with some people that you're coaching right now?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, people are having time, just figuring out how to manage their energy to get through meetings, how to get through presentations, how to get through, past 2 p.m. Yeah, it's hard. And then, of course, as you can imagine, there's that mental well being. Because when
Yeah.
you're hitting burnout at that level for such a long period of time, it starts to take a toll on your mental health, right? And then there becomes those limiting self beliefs and
Yeah.
then negative self talk.
And
And
then
it's all these different
spirals.
layers, yep, that
Yeah,
just
yeah.
keep happening.
Yeah. And do you believe there's any distinctions, for example, that exist across the different leadership levels? Have you noticed that in any of your coaching of different people in different roles?
Yes and no, right? Because there's so many different layers to that.
Mhm.
So it kind of depends upon the volume of responsibilities per person, professionally, but
Mhm.
then also personally. I'm seeing
Mm.
that as well. As everyone knows, we've all, as a global community, experienced so much since the pandemic. And so more and more personal challenges are coming up. And so if professionally, we're struggling, with well-being, our personal well-being, and together it's like this trifecta of personal, professional, and then just general areas.
And just like we never talked about this, but it came to me, and I hear this a lot. Even myself, I find myself doing this. Like we're asking more existential type questions, right, than ever before. And I
Yeah,
think a lot of that came from the pandemic, where we started to really explore, like, what's my purpose, my passion in life, right?
yeah,
Has that come up
yeah.
in any of your coaching conversations?
Absolutely. There's always this piece of, okay, well, how am I giving back to, my workplace? How
Mm.
am I, making a difference for my employees? How am I making a difference for the leadership team, right? And all those different layers. And how can that person be more of a pivotal point than they might already be
Mm.
in a new capacity based on the needs of employees these days?
Nice. Yeah. And so, all that to say, then, what strengths or passions do you consider yourself possessing as a wellness professional coach and soon to be certified executive coach that can support leaders' wellness and performance growth? So, simply put, like, why should a leader consider reaching out to you and seeing about hiring you as their coach?
Well, I was one of those executives back in the day. that had chronic burnout. I don't know that I knew it was called, or considered
Yeah.
chronic at that time. I definitely was diagnosed with clinical burnout
Okay.
and have been able to, use what I learned for myself to
Mhm.
start helping others. And so I have this incredible passion of wanting to help executives understand how they can still do all the amazing things they love personally as well as professionally, but creating that balance in their well-being. And so because I've been through that, I have the ability to kind of see as well as help uh, clients, executives, just kind of uncover and unravel some of those patterns that they might think are healthy and not realizing that those patterns are actually preventing them from
Yeah.
being able to, really just have the energy and the vibrance that they're looking for these days.
Nice. And can you provide examples then of how you have supported the well-being needs of leaders in your past roles or maybe contracts and maybe what impacts or efforts they may have had on them and their organization? Now, before you answer that, I just want to share with our listeners that I
Yeah.
had the privilege, as I guess the teacher became the student, if you will, or the coachee, and sensing that Kim, she does have really strong coaching skills. And every coach, myself included, needs a coach. And so I reached out to Kim
Always.
and I worked with her for a few sessions just to get a little more clarity and perspective. And it was just really nice to be on the receiving end with someone that I've coached. So, Kim, all that to say, like, what comes to mind in terms of areas or examples where you feel you've really made an impact and anything specific other than my example come to mind?
Absolutely. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Recently, I actually supported an executive who, in this case, she's a business owner. She owns her own business, has over 50 employees and was putting on a huge event while running her business. And I'm talking like a third party event at an arena, hundreds of people. And so it was really helping her to, digest not just time management, but
Right.
how to digest her energy and how to prepare, right? Have all those different nuggets and mindful moments so that she could utilize her energy, eat with intention.
Mm.
Because a lot of times people will forget. And I have a different client who came to me recently for, she's like, I get halfway through my presentation and I just can't get through the last, 45 minutes. I'm going to fall asleep. I'm exhausted. I'm just this, and this. And so helping both of these individuals with eating for intention
Mm.
for what's about to happen. So really being strategic. And of course, I have really fine-tuned my active listening skills as well as body language. So being able to hear at a deeper level, but then also see what that person is saying, and then helping to unravel those different layers, actually created success for both of those executives recently.
Nice, nice. And we never really touched on this, but
Yeah.
we're going to get into in the certified executive wellness coach course, laser coaching skills. And you
Yeah.
just really brought up something like, just really going deep and listening. And sometimes with executives, you only have 15, 20 minutes if you're lucky, because they
Yes.
may have to run to a meeting, in a particular
Yeah.
session. More often than not, it's longer than that. But there might be times they say, Kim, I have 20 minutes. Do your best work with me here today, right?
Yeah.
And have you engaged like more of the type of laser coaching, which we're going to get more into in the course, but have you engaged in that yourself or utilized that type of coaching?
Yes. And actually, I almost feel like laser coaching can be more impactful because both the coach and the coachee are tuned in, tapped in, and they're like, okay, we are on a mission and we're going to get this done. So there's an incredible amount of focus from both parties. And I feel that when you have that type of intention and collaboration, you're actually able to accomplish more than sometimes you can in a 45-minute session, for example.
Nice. I like how you put that. So, Kim, the floor is all yours. We have a minute left. If you'd like to just share anything, with a potential leader out there who might be in need of your services, what would you have to say? What would you like to say to them?
What would I like to say? If you've been waiting for a sign, this is your sign.
Okay.
Now is the time, right? Because a lot of people will come to me and say, okay, I've had burnout. I'm experiencing burnout, but I'm not sure what to do, or this feels uncomfortable. We're not taught, in society, personally or professionally, how to slow down, right? We're recognized
Yeah.
for the more. And when we actually learn to slow down, we can actually accomplish things in a much more dynamic, sophisticated fashion than we may have realized that we could before. And so if you're struggling with burnout, your team is struggling with burnout, and you want some support around how to make sure that you can get through Q4 and that your staff can get through, not just get through, but thrive through
Yeah.
Q4, I would love
Yeah.
to have a conversation with
Yeah.
you
And
and
I
talk
might
with
add
you.
too, just for the benefit of the listeners, that you coach in a whole other areas other than just burnout,
Yeah.
right? You have a
Oh, of
complete
course.
array of
Absolutely.
areas that you coach. And it's
Yep.
like all the people we coach, right? You're very client so centered and client driven,
Hmm.
so that you want to really tap into what their and burnout may not be it. It may be another area that
Correct.
they need help with, you
Yeah.
know? Um,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. I've
And
had companies come to me where 50% of their employees all had some layers of diabetes and asked me to
mm,
help them to improve their A1Cs,
there you
so that they
go.
could all feel better, as well as, hit the bottom line more effectively as well.
Yeah, well, and that's what it's about, right? It's about
Yeah.
well-being so
Yep.
that we can
Yeah.
drive performance across the leaders,
Exactly.
drive performance across the employees they support, and ultimately drive
Yeah.
performance across the whole organization. Well, Kim,
Yeah.
thank you so much. I'm looking forward to working with you once again in this course
Likewise.
starting next week. And to the listeners out there, you're in really good hands if you reach out to Kim. So take action. Okay,
Thank
take
you.
care, everyone. See you in our next episode featuring our another of our certified executive wellness coaches. Bye for now.